9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, where I talk about how I lost 97.4 pounds after starting the ketogenic protocol, how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, regain control of your life like I did. Happy New Year's Eve. Um, we're saying adieu, bidding adieu to yet another year. It's hard to believe, but it happens, right? It's kind of like clockwork. Today's topic, this is not about the food and it's not about the protocol. It's the power of the rear view mirror. And what do I mean by that? So much. I talk with a lot of people. I hear from a lot of people. I've dealt with my own situation. For those of you who don't know, I was morbidly obese, overweight, morbidly obese from my mid-20s to my mid-50s. I tried everything. You can go to my blog and see some photographs of the year of the triathlon and other things when I was a lot heavier and I had given up on losing weight. I didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. I Googled how to not take insulin for type 2 diabetes. I came across the white coat video of my friend, Dr. Eric Westman. He wasn't my friend then. I didn't know him, but he has become a friend. And it was keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day. Total carbs, not net. If it's not on page 4, link below, don't eat it. Don't eat if you're not hungry. And so that's what it was. Now, it's a very simple thing. Keep your carbs very low. But if that's all there was, there wouldn't be a Go Keto with Casey. I wouldn't have felt that I might have a voice for some other people who had given up on themselves or who looked into the future and saw things just getting worse for themselves, poorer health, more dissatisfaction with themselves as people and their, body and everything like this. So if it was simple, I wouldn't be here doing this. The simple part is the food. The other parts, the hurt feelings from childhood, the embarrassment of certain things, the physical pain some of us go through, the getting stuck in a thought loop about this is no good. Why do I always fail? I'll try again. I'm probably going to fail. I'll try again though. See, I failed again. I'm a failure. I mean, that's just one example. And sometimes we want to dredge things up. That's helpful. If it's helpful, that's great. If you need to deal with things, deal with them. But sometimes you don't need to perseverate over them. That happened. That's over. That sucked. But I'm putting it in the rearview mirror. I like the metaphor of the rearview mirror because it implies if you're looking in a rearview mirror, you're doing it momentarily because hopefully you're keeping your eyes on the road ahead. You're focused, you're driving. Hopefully you don't drive only looking in the rearview mirror. You can glance back, see some happy things that are in the past. Oh, that was fun. I'm kind of sorry that's over. Or, wow, that was a really crappy thing that person said or did. Or, wow, did I make a fool of myself? But it's in the past. We have to leave some things behind. We have to. I have had to do that. Think of all the negative emotions and feelings, and you can probably list them. Anger, that's negative. Resentment, depressed, anxious, panicked, vengeful. Those don't do us any good. But some of us are stuck, particularly in things like hurt feelings. And let's face it, we can be hurt by people who supposedly love us. Sometimes they do it because they're callous, sometimes because they're insensitive, sometimes because they want to hurt our feelings, sometimes because they just couldn't give a flip about monitoring what they say. Sometimes we do this to ourselves. Sometimes we have not covered ourselves in glory, and we have created a situation. Again, regret regret only serves a purpose if you don't do it again. Leave it in the rearview mirror. Keep your eyes on the road ahead. I thought this was good timing. We're starting a new year. Okay. Am I having a stroke or my lights flickering? Okay. Seems like the lights are flickering. Maybe not. Move forward. We don't have an option, right? Like we don't have an option unless we drop over dead. Then we're not moving forward. There's a saying, there's a phrase. I'm gonna paraphrase it. You know, the future is unknowable and the past is unchangeable. The present is a gift, which is a double meaning of that word present. So let's let some of that stuff go. And if you want to substitute the word stuff for something a little saucier, I'm down with that. We need to let some stuff go. Put it in the rearview mirror. Some people are very good at compartmentalizing. There was this thing that happened. I don't want to think about that anymore. Here's a little drawer. Let me put it in there, close the drawer, throw away the key. I'm not good at that. I don't want to be a compartmentalizer. I want to be in charge as much as I can be of how I respond to things that maybe aren't the best. It can be just a rotten day. It can be a blizzard that covered your house in ice. We did not have that. It can be an unfulfilling job. It can be thankless children. It can be a not very successful romantic relationship. It can be running out of money. We have to deal with those things. Some things break your heart. Some things fill your heart with joy. Try to hang on to those and try to let the other stuff go. And let's move into 2023 with the idea, this is shirt. I can and I will. I C and I W. Go Keto with Casey. Oh, I meant to link the things. I'll do it as soon as I get off. I have a spread shop below. You can see lots of things. I can and I will. And I laid off the carbs and laid off the excuses. You don't have to buy one thing to be 100% successful at this protocol. Nothing. There is no such thing as a keto food. There is no magic anything. Lay off the carbs. You don't need anything. Lay off the carbs and lay off the excuses. But I'll sell you mugs all day long. And calendars. These are almost running out, so get them while they're hot. While they last, rather. And the first one, I like making these every year. This January, it reads, forget about making resolutions, be resolute. And then in the bottom, there's a picture of Jack and our chicken Dory. So, see that below? And I like this too. This is my 12-month record book. I'll Go Keto with Casey's 12-month habit tracker and quotes and stuff. And one of my favorite quotes, and I think it's appropriate for this time of year, is from George Eliot. It's never too late to be what you might have been. Never too late. And I like it so much, I put it on a card that I send out to patrons. I send out postcards about 4 times a year to patrons. And I make the designs and I have fun with that. Okay, and speaking of patrons, hello. I have a private support group at Patreon, link below, where for $5 a month starting, you get 20 pre-recorded video snippets from me in the morning, sitting in my kitchen, drinking coffee, looking horrendous. Some days I just look like the crypt keeper. And with the topic suggested, most of them by patrons. Going up from there, a handful of patron-only live streams on Crowdcast, going up from there, a handful of video group sessions on Zoom, and going up from there, a monthly one-on-one with me. Commercial over. Thank you, patrons. Let me put on my glasses, and I will turn my attention to you guys. And I just jump in. Sandra Youngren, Happy New Year from Sandy in Sarasota. Beth Canada, good morning from Northeast Oklahoma. Look at all these places. Mona Tufan, Happy New Year, Casey and community. Hi from Istanbul. How is everything going? You guys, you and your family had a little bit of troubles there, probably about this time last year, if I recall. So I hope everyone's happy and healthy. And it's nearly 2023 where you are, isn't it? It's getting, you're closer than I am. Janice Helsen writes, Hi, Casey. Sent you a message on Patreon page having an issue correcting email. Okay. Okay, I will. If you just sent it, of course, I haven't seen it. Joyce Holstein, Happy New Year from Berea, Kentucky. Judy Tucker from Hopkinton, Iowa. Hi, Judy. Tiffany Sarg, or Sarge, however you pronounce it. Happy New Year, Tiffany from Lafayette, Louisiana. So, how are Rachel England Happy New Year here from Canada? I don't know. 2022 was a challenging year for us. It was much easier than 2020 or 2021, to be truthful. It was just a series of things, and but it's okay. It was challenging. We got through it. Another quote in the book, and it's a famous one. It's from His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. If a problem has a solution, there's no need to worry. If a problem has no solution, worry is of no use. But we need to remember that. We can work ourselves into a lather worrying about stuff. And then how often do we turn to food to try to fix it? It just doesn't work that way. If hunger is not the problem, food is not the solution, right? Okay. See, Lafayette, Louisiana. Good morning, Tanya Moody. Good morning from Tennessee. Linda Bridges, thank you for your devotion. Happy New Year. Joyce Holstein, hello, glad it's over. We're talking about 2023. And Lori Millard, good morning from Virginia. Or Millard. I like to pronounce people's names correctly, if possible. Perhaps because my husband's name has been mangled often. Oh, hashtag Casey's Pink Drink. Tumbler full of ice. Diet tonic water. Splash of diet cranberry. Squeeze of lime. Lori writes, last one you said. The one from His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. Worry is, I just heard a repeat. It's from the archives on People's Pharmacy. A psychiatrist talking about anxiety. And I'm actually probably going to read his book. He's got a couple. But I really liked the things he said. But it was interesting. He was talking about anxiety. And guess what he said? Joe Graydon was talking about he was anxious about something. When he travels, he can get anxious because of planes get delayed. And oh my goodness, what's up with Southwest? Okay. Anyway. And Joe Graydon shares that he would go and his thing would be, I'm going to go to the little, shop inside the airport and get some Good and Plenties. He said, I'll just have a couple. And of course, he would eat the entire box. And so the PhD said, may I ask you, Joe, did the Good and Plenties, eating all those Good and Plenties, make the flight arrive on time? Because, of course, food doesn't fix anything unless it's hunger. And Good and Plenties don't fix hunger. Janice Helsen restarted keto 5 weeks ago, down 13 pounds. What's been the key this time? Don't eat if not hungry and stop when satiated. It finally clicked. Congratulations. And you know what also I'm learning, I have to, it changes. My hunger cues change, my hunger level changes depending on lots of things. And I have to be comfortable with the fact that some days I'm just not hungry. And it's okay. I make sure I get sufficient nutrition. If I don't have much of an appetite, I'll make sure I'm getting good sources of, a protein. This is not a high protein diet, by the way. So much misinformation. Judy Porterfield. Good morning, Casey and y'all from Michigan. Y'all, that's a good Southern word. I have to put my glasses on. I apologize. Okay, I am not going Nguyen. Happy New Year, Casey, from Anna in Belfast. Belfast. Nice. Riam, thank you for creating this space of understanding and support. Blessings from Kuwait. I am so honored. I'm blown away. Little Crafty Nook. Good morning. It's raining cats and dogs here in the Bay Area. Thank goodness it's not snow. Patricia, well, I guess good thing it's not snow. Patricia D, Happy New Year from Southeast Pennsylvania. Thanks for your inspiration. I'm starting over again, trying to put the past in that little box. And feeling an emotion, even if it's a negative one, serves a purpose. What doesn't serve a purpose is getting caught like a hamster on a wheel. You deal with the emotion, you try to get over it, then you have the emotion again, and then you try to get over it, and then you start thinking about, man, I hope I don't feel that emotion again. And you make it happen. I am the queen of this. I could worry something to death. I have worked on that, and I'm much better about it now. Much better. And it's a relief. Man. Yep, and Little Crafty Nook writes, I hear you, Patricia. Janice Pate writes, Happy New Year from Morehead City, right here in North Carolina. You way down east there. Does anyone have any, even in our Patreon group, not everyone is rolling along. This is not a happy, let's all pat ourselves on the back group. If that was the case, we wouldn't need a support group. There are challenges. There are stumbles. Let's face it, some of us make decisions that we just shouldn't make. It's not a cheat. It's not a mistake. It's a deciding to eat food that doesn't serve you. If that happens and you're fine with the result, whether there are big results, no result, kind of result, bloating, joints, weight gain, if you're good with that, that's your choice. Go with it. What we don't want is to tell ourselves that we make these poor decisions because we don't have any control over things. We don't have control over things. You know what we do have control over? What we put in our mouth. That's almost the only thing over which we have control. And yet we cede that control to a bad day or to, I use food to cope. No, we use food to not cope. We use food to distract, to push down, to numb. But we know that it doesn't work, and yet we do it. So we do need to put things in the past. Let them go. If you want to blame someone, for poor decision making, okay, not sure what purpose that serves. Unless someone is actually pinning you down and cramming Pringles down your throat, there's no one, and don't blame yourself. Just, okay, I did that. That was boneheaded. Won't do that again. I just told my husband this morning I made him pancakes and sausages. And he said, okay, get your plate ready. Cause he was sitting down and you go over how pancakes are. You go pretend. I said, I'm not having any. What? I said, no. I said, I've got to quit saying after the fact, man, I didn't need to eat that. Now it's all perfectly page 4 friendly. I said, I need to start reminding myself before I eat something that I didn't need to eat because I wasn't hungry. And I don't do that all the time. I don't eat when I'm not hungry all the time. I don't. But even when, the few times it was, why? I didn't need that. There will be more pancakes at another day in the future. Linda Bridges writes, I take 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. Fight this every day, okay? And then one day you will realize, wait a minute, I took the 2 steps forward and I didn't take a step backward. Let's do that again. You will. It gets easier. As soon as I separated the food from other things in my life, I don't troll other YouTube channels about anything that has to do with keto. Nothing. I am really interested in a woman from the UK who's all about houseplants. I really enjoy that. She's charming and funny and exuberant. I don't look at recipes. I don't look at stuff. Food has taken a different role in my life. I think that's really helpful. Food needs to not be the center of our lives or of our holidays or of our celebrations or of our periods of mourning or of food is not love. Love is love. Food is not entertainment. Well, it's not supposed to be. Food is fuel. Our weekly video Bible study. Hey, Scott. Happy New Year from Texas. Reality is moving forward. Let's go with it. Yes, we don't have an option unless we fall over dead. Gray's Custom Trim. Hey, Mr. Gray. I'm so glad to see you. So many people are preparing for the new year, new me. They go hard at the gym, but don't change their diet. I hope more can find this channel and just follow the protocol. It works. Gray, I always ask you if you would share your story. It is unbelievable. Little crafty nook. Riam, I knew that. Uh-oh, I lost something. How did you make your pancakes? Judy, they are on I actually made a little video about it or a blog post or both. If it's Saturday, there should be pancakes. It's super easy. An ounce of cream cheese and an egg. I put a little bit of Splenda, maybe some cinnamon. Little shake. Put them in my Vitamix. And if you double it, it's 2 ounces and 2 eggs and, so and so. So for every ounce of cream cheese, an egg. And a little, if you want sweetener. They don't come up fluffy. I don't care about fluffy. My husband likes them just the way they are. He puts butter on them. Fanny Hendricks, Happy New Year. Patricia D, same here, Linda. And Judy Porterfield writes, I did well until my hubby bought home a sweets goodie pack gift from work. I don't know why this time I had some. I feel horrible afterwards. First time with sugar. Hate that I did. Well, but you did it and it's done and it'll work it out and you know what to do next. And then here's the thing. It's not about whatever the scale reads. My scale the scale has fluctuated wildly in the last 10 days or so. I'm pretty sure I was dealing with some internal, nothing dramatic, medical things, situation. Nothing dramatic. I'm fine. But I'm sure my body was dealing with it. So the scale's going to fluctuate anyway. But man, if you feel like crud after eating, I've heard from many people. They're fine. They have some carbs, and it doesn't have to be sugar. It can be a bagel, which is sugar as far as your liver is concerned. And immediately their joint pain comes back, like immediately. They immediately need their asthma inhaler, emergency inhaler, when they haven't needed it for months. So we just need to learn that. And just remember. I suggest that people make a little recording of themselves, make a little video just for themselves, or write down somewhere and stick it on a mirror. I ate the so-and-so and I feel horrible today. I won't do that again. Just remind yourself how you felt. Your pancakes sound yummy. Ellie Stack, good morning. I'm starting over. I gained all that I lost in 2020. Hard year. 2023 has to be better. And you can do it. Maury Glisson, I'm sorry. I'm really, I swear my eyes. From Winterville, North Carolina, Greenfield, North Carolina area. Little crafty nook. You can do it, Ellie. Judy Tucker, I do donuts that way. Thank you. Oh, cool. Little crafty nook. Yes, neck pain and asthma. Nailed it. Yep. Gray's Custom Trim. Listen to this, y'all. I lost 255.2 pounds in 12 months. No drinks, potions, meal plans, or any air quotes keto foods. Regular food from a regular store. Just follow the protocol. It really is that simple. Thank you, Casey. Thank you back, Mr. Gray. Ketovore Way. So happy my sister is now eating keto. Remember, there others are watching. This is so true. You never know how you may influence, impact someone else. You may never know because they may never say anything. They just say, wow, I'm going to do that. And some people don't want to talk about making a change. I didn't tell anyone when I started doing this because I didn't want anyone rolling their eyes at me, whether they were actually rolling their eyes or, internally rolling their eyes. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure, Casey, that's great. I'm sure this time you'll lose weight. So I just did it. And then people started asking questions. Judy Porterfield, my body hasn't seen sugar like that in 2 years. I hate the way I feel. And yep, body, joint pain, couldn't sleep, plus belly was gurgling. Totally wasn't worth it. Well, now you've been there, done that, Judy, right? And it can reconfirm for you. Some people, we can get to the point where, okay, I think I've got this under control. And I think I'm cured. Sugar won't bother me now, or carbs won't bother me now. Remember, carbohydrate, whether it's a sweet potato, a bran muffin, M&Ms, Ezekiel bread, pasta, a bowl of rice. By the time it goes through our system, it emerges from our liver as simple sugar, glucose. So anywho, you say, well, I can tolerate it now. I'll be okay. And you might. I mean, and I don't, I haven't been out of ketosis that I know of, and soon it'll be 9 years. But that doesn't mean that every day I feel great. And it doesn't mean that if I don't overeat food when I don't need it, I don't, oh man, that was, I feel kind of weighted down. And I can't imagine eating sweets right now. The idea actually kind of makes my head hurt. Sue W., good morning. Still working on eating the fat that comes with the protein. I'm getting there. Just eat the fat that comes with the protein. This is not a high fat protocol. It is not a high protein protocol. It is a low carb protocol. And just eat. Nature provides fat with the protein. And we evolved eating that. Hunter-gatherers would go and they fell an animal. They'd go straight for the fatty parts first. Fantastic, Gray. You're a great inspiration, writes Judy Porterfield. Little crafty nook. Yay, Gray's Custom Trim. Judy Tucker, wonderful, Gray. Mr. Gray. Kathy Seabray. Hey, Kathy. Gray, you are a wonderful inspiration. And Judy Wright, of course, you're a great inspiration too, Casey. And Judy Tucker. Judy Tucker has lost 150 pounds. She's a farmer. I say it every time. I don't know how she functioned 150 pounds ago. I haul 25 pounds of chicken feed up to the chicken yard, 25 pounds, and I'm thinking, oh, this is so heavy, this bucket. I don't know how she walked around with 150 extra pounds. Tanya Moody, thanks, little crafty nook, for being so encouraging. Beth Canada, now I can walk past tables of food that I used to eat and remember the pain and the sleepless nights, not able to pass it by. And now you can. I can, and I will. And if I can do this, you can do this. I promise you. Because I had given up. I was a miserable sack of regret and embarrassment. And I didn't feel good. And everything hurt. And I had the thought, I know I can probably live for another 30, 35 years. I just don't know that I want to feeling like this. That's not a good place to be. So if I can do this, you can do this. Thumbs up. All right, guys. Thank you very much for allowing me to be part of your Saturday, whether this is the first Saturday or many Saturdays. And we need to walk forward with hope. We know things are going to happen. We know there will be bumps, but that's why you keep your eyes on the road and you try to navigate those bumps. Glance in the rearview mirror, give it a tip, say, hasta la vista, baby, and move on. Thanks. Happy New Year, everyone.